Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. And you are a son or a father. All of us are. And when we are ready to celebrate Father's Day, what could be the better way than having a father and son talking together about their vision of life and how they learn from each other? I take this opportunity of clapping and welcoming Adi Pandya first. Adi, namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And if you are to introduce your father on a stage, how would you introduce him? What would you say about him?
Well, I would introduce him as a very caring and very intelligent human being. He possesses many qualities that I would love to achieve and I would love to have. For example, one would be leadership. He is very strong-minded. He will lead any group of people, and he's very intelligent. He'll always think of a way to get out of a problem if there is one. And so one example is he was the founder of Spark Club, which is a club that involves both. It's an organization that involves both parents and kids, and the goals of it are one, college prep. So the whole goal was that we want to get these kids ready for college. And some ideas what we've presented and actually achieved is like a debate, where we've had elementary, then middle school, and then college debates, which apparently colleges look for. Now, another thing which we focus on is critical thinking. That is very important. You always need to know how to think outside of the box, and you need to know these basic.
Okay, so let me think out of the box, man. You're so good, but the thing is, after introducing, we want him to be visible to the people. So let us clap and welcome your dad. How about that?
Okay.
Should we?
Yeah.
Can you clap with me? So Dr. Himanshu Pandya is very active at family front, professionally, and also with many organizations. One, you mentioned about Spark, then there was another, Milan, with which he was active, and he's also vice president of the API QLI, and there are a couple more. He has been at the forefront in increasing awareness related to diabetes, I believe. So, Dr. Himanshu, I'm really impressed the way your son started off introducing you, and look like he has so much good things to say about you. So let us now give you the opportunity to tell us what have you learnt as you have seen Adi grow.
First of all, thank you so much for invitation. First of all, as a physician, our life was very busy, and I realized that I was not able to spend so much time with him, what he was looking for. So I still do quality time whenever I come home, even no matter whatever time, but if he's awake, we play table tennis for like 15-20 minutes, or any other sports in the house, or we can go for the walk. What I learned that as children grow in the United States, they need actually a lot of support, because sometimes they are not able to tell certain things what's going on in the school, at home. So I try to actually minimize that gap so we can just become as like a good friend. And that's what my goal is. And also at the same time, I would try to do that, just he should maintain the Indian culture, and also he becomes good human being. That's my goal.
Becoming a good human being is, of course, important for all parents. And Himanshu, sometimes what you desire and what you are dictated may be in conflict. Do you come across that situation with your dad sometimes?
Well, sometimes there's always the thing where I would often disagree with him, and there would be some disagreements, but in the end, of course, we're no matter what happens, we're always going to be together. We're family. So we always come up with a solution that's better than both of ours.
That's very diplomatic, and I see a career waiting for you. But how it makes you feel? Again and again, I come across parents finding it difficult to go against the wishes of their kids. So if we use that word, disciplining children is becoming more and more difficult for parents. You may share some of your own experience, or in general, with the smartphone and so many distractions, and kids don't seem to have that kind of responsive attitude for their parents as probably was present when you were a kid.
No, I agree with you, and particularly in this digital age, they are more towards the most of the electronics, just like cell phone. And then we always have a discussion whenever he is playing with the phone, or if he's using, I always go and ask him that, Adi, what are you doing? That is this educational related? We try to find out certain things that educational related that you can install in your phone. And the biggest actually problem I had when I was against of giving him cell phone, but then he comes home and he said that, Daddy, everybody has a phone in my class and I'm the only one, I don't have it. So it went for 6 months, we were discussing, and I said that how about I can get you just a regular phone, not the smartphone. And he said no, that my friends are texting me, sometimes they want to do something outside activities, and that's why I said okay, we'll get the phone. But this is something biggest challenges we are having, and second thing is the peer pressure that sometimes they get it. So then we got the phone, but then we are on constantly telling him that not as just the monitoring him, but we are keeping our observation just to use for smart things.
So Adi, one thing that happens at television interviews, the interviewer asks you questions about your internal family matters, as I'm asking you now.
Yeah.
There are occasions when you know that you want something badly, and you probably have seen how your mother and your father behaves, and who gets to have the final say. So do you work with that sort of understanding that if I got no from father, I should go to mom and maybe she'll help me?
Well, generally what the decisions are is my parents make them together, and so if my dad says no, I usually will respect his decision, because I know it's if dad says no, mom says yes, it's still not going to be any good, because if one parent is in disagreement, you won't have the full satisfaction with the item or thing you're doing or playing with.
Oh man, you're so intelligent. What makes you so perceptive about these small nuances?
Well, I guess it's always the thing with what my parents, the beliefs I grew up with. So I've always believed these things at a very young age, with my grandparents telling me these things and my parents always constantly reminding me. So I guess these things are now coming to me naturally.
Okay, Dr. You are of course professionally active, but you have made it a point to be active with different organizations. How that adds to your overall satisfaction, be it API, be it the Spark. Let's talk a little bit more about the concept of Spark and what has been your experience from the activities that were conducted by this.
Sure. So the Spark was founded in September 2016. So when we started with the Spark Club, our main goal to bring parents and children together, because the way right now things are going on, that parents and children, there is actually the gap is becoming more and more wide. So Spark Club, when parents and children are coming together, they actually have a family activities. The first activity we had with the debate club, and we had almost 58 school children, they participated. The second activity we had yoga. So we don't go through the just routine things that they are getting it from the school or getting it from outside. Our next project is going to be stargazing. And whatever we do with the education. For example, we did a bowling nights. So what we did, we raised the fund for the Syrian kids through the UNICEF, and we actually collected almost $1,200. So the good thing is that the children actually got awareness that what's going on in the world at the same time. But at the same time, the parents and everybody was together, so they took it very lightly. For the debate club, at the same time, what we have done, that the kids, including the third and fourth grader, their parents were like worried about that when we actually told them, no, absolutely, they can come to the stage. When they went to the stage and they actually were discussing about their ideas was amazing. So my main goal is, as a professional person, I'm happy with that what I do, but at the same time, I want to do something for the community. So that's why we went in both extreme. Actually, I looked at that for the children, and also at the same time we did for the senior citizen.
So children, senior citizen, both range, and that is wide range, and this is wide angle with Ashok Vyas. And we are celebrating Father's Day in our own humble way here at the studio, thanks to a wonderful pair of father and son, Adi and Dr. Himanshu Pandya. Adi, what is it that you dislike very much? Is there anything that you don't like, maybe that you have to face at school or at home?
I mean, there's always this constant problem of getting maybe bullied or not accepted by a lot of your peers. So that's something that can bother me. And I mean, the only way to face that is to just be confident, believe in yourself, and go to school doing what you have to do, which is learn. And that's it.
You are also working on some debate club at Herrick's. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so actually what happened is we've created a club in my school by which there's kids that come, and I researched and got a lot of topics. So what we do is we let the kids pick what topics they like the best. So they research about it, and if they like it, they'll do the work. So what happens is, one time I remember we only had 3 kids that day because of sports and all that, a lot of kids. So it was me, I was on the con side, and they were on the pro side, which means they were with the
motion.
Yeah, argument, and I was in non-agreement. So they actually did wonderfully. They had the research done, and they said they actually told me thank you for having this. So they learned a lot from it. And they're like, this helps us write speeches and all that, which is actually what colleges look for. So our whole purpose is to just help them in the future.
And what was the theme, if I may ask, of that particular day's debate?
So do you agree that schools should replace textbooks with iPads? Or do you side with textbooks should still be in place?
And what was your...
So I was clearly saying that no, we should not have iPads, and they were saying yes, we should. So, and then some of the arguments they made, and then we had a decent debate.
And what did you say? Why should we have iPads?
So no, I said we shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
So, yeah. So what happened was, I said that first of all, you get thicker glasses the more and more you read. And iPads actually cost more than textbooks. So it's better to buy the book, keep it for a couple of years, and then renew it, rather than buying iPads, and if somebody drops it, they're very easy to break. They're fragile. So then that's why I said we should definitely have textbooks.
Wonderful, very interesting topic, and in order to have this kind of motivation to connect with the subject as well as with the people, I think that comes from both parents. Of course, mother gets equal or more credit for that sort of an approach. Dr. Pania, when you were growing up, I don't know how it was with you, but we used to have either a grandparent, dada, dadi, nana, nani, sharing some stories, wonderful tales with kids. As things are changing, all relations are replaced by television and computers. In your case, was there any occasion that you shared any story narrated to Adi?
Sure. So I was lucky that my grandparents, they both were teacher, and my mother is a teacher. She's retired now, but so they actually, my mother was teaching first grade kids, so she knew exactly the mentality of the kids. So when I was growing up, it helped me a lot to actually put all the positive things in my life. And at the age of 12 or 13, when I was his age, I read the book. It's called Principle of Karma, Karma no Siddhant. And first time when I read, I did not understand. So after 1 or 2 years, again I read, and then I was able to understand. I said that the good karma is a very important in your life, because whatever you are doing, it's going to benefit somebody. So good karma without any in return. And that's what I started doing that. So I learned something from them, and mainly from my mother, because my father and mother both, but mother was mainly teacher, so then we had certain discipline in the house also. So what I did, that whatever I got it from her, I wanted to make sure I pass it to him, to the next generation, and that's what we did exactly, because my mother and father, they were both teaching that you don't have to tell them in a way that they should feel bad. And for example, Adi, when he was in like a third grade, my wife actually got a nice Disney lunchbox for him, and one day he forgot in the school. He came home, and then for 3-4 days, when we noticed that his behavior was changing, so then we realized, because we were asking him that where is the lunchbox, where is the lunchbox? Now somehow he lost it. So he was not able to tell. He said, I told teacher, I was asking everybody, I'm not able to find. So one day I sat with him after like a week, and I asked him, Adi, what happened? And he said that I'm still trying to find out. I said, no, don't worry. When I was your age, I lost 5-6 lunch boxes. So I said, don't worry for that. And then suddenly we saw the big difference in his behavior. So what happens that for small things, when they cannot take the stress, because this at this age, stress is a very difficult, and when you put the stress as a parent, we don't realize, and then you see change in their behavior. That behavior sometimes leads to different things, they go to the wrong path or whatever. So this is something I actually told him, and anytime I told him, if something like this, don't worry, tell me, I will not get upset with you.
I think we really appreciate you sharing that side of that subtle side where we get into some avoidable complications, and stress for anybody and everybody is not healthy, and especially for kids. And if they have pressure, or they perceive that they would not be accepted with same warmth because of something that has happened to them, then it takes away their sense of joy. And also, let me not say more from my own analysis and ask Adi, how do you deal with stress, man? And it is not necessary that there is something where you are answerable to your parents. It could be something where you are answerable to your teacher, or maybe something because of the peer pressure that there is some sort of stress.
Well, for stress, sometimes I take a walk, look at the scenery, notice the world around me. A lot of times I actually talk to my parents, so that actually helps me a lot, because I tell my parents whatever's bothering me, and they somehow always make me feel better and get me laughing again. So any problems I have, whether it's big tests coming up or peer pressure or somebody's bullying me, my parents are always there for me. So sometimes I feel like they're not only my parents, but like either my brother or sister or friend.
Wonderful. When parents are friends, that takes away a lot of avoidable stress, and with friends you celebrate. You celebrate differently with different kind of friends. So talking about the celebration, which either is a part of your family ritual or something where you feel that Adi and you both enjoy together, be it sports or whatever activity.
Yeah, we actually like the table tennis, so we have the table in house in the basement, so we always play in the evening time. Almost out of 7 days we play for almost 5 days. And regarding the culture, that usually he knows about our culture, because whenever we have a cultural festival or any activities, we usually try to educate him what is the scientific reason behind that. And most of them, good thing about this, our religion, culture, and also festival, there is always scientific reason behind that. So then when I explain to him about that, so he understands, including Diwali and everything.
There is so much that I would like to learn from Adi. But Adi, 2 points. One, there is a difference in the kind of cultural ambience that you have at home and at school or other places. So does that makes you uneasy sometimes, or it is taken in stride?
Well, I can say that sometimes it does conflict. So what happens is I'd come home and I'm mad. I wouldn't want to talk to my mom. But culture at home is so much stronger than at school. That my mom will always come and she won't take no for an answer, and she'll make sure she'll find out what's right. So as soon as I tell it to her, as I was saying before, she always finds a way to make it better. And especially my dad, he'll come home with a joke and he'll cheer me up, and I feel a lot better. I don't even care what happened. So honestly, the culture in school, the culture at home is so strong, and it's that whatever happens in school won't affect me once I'm home.
Okay, so he mentioned about jokes, so now it is your responsibility, though you look very serious at the moment, but share any joke that you might have shared with him anytime. If you don't remember, then we won't put you under stress. But if you remember. So who laughs more at home, mom or dad?
I have to say that my dad comes home with the supply of jokes, and me and my mom will go laughing like crazy.
Wonderful. Looking at the time constraint, what way you like to celebrate Father's Day? And we have a tradition in this culture here that they come up with some cards or anything that you have written for your dad in any Father's Day card that you remember?
Yeah, actually I remember this was a while back when I was small. I was saying, "Hello Dad, how are you? I love you, and I just want you to take that day off and spend time with me, and I want you to have the best Father's Day possible."
Wonderful. Concluding remarks from you, Dr. Himanshu. Many times we have structure in our mind that you would like to see your son or your daughter become this or that. Do you have some dream for Adi, or you want him to realize his own dream?
I wish him actually to become a successful person, but I would leave it up to him, because this is the age right now. He cannot make the decision, but I would wait until he is ready for the college, and I would actually provide him all the platform to decide whatever he likes. I would actually pursue with that one.
Wonderful. Adi, thank you very much for being with us, and Dr. Himanshu, such a great joy and pleasure having both of you together with us here. Father's Day is special, and I would say every day is special, and people who are important for us makes our life special. And as we conclude, I want Adi to have last remarks.
So I would just like to say a quick quote. So what is between B and D? It's C. And C is in fact a choice. So it's your choices that will make the change in your life. You know, you can follow the right path and your choices will be great and you'll become successful.
Wonderful. So pro-choice, birth and death, C, choice. Wonderful, Adi. Appreciate that. And C also means cheerfulness. But the commitment to time tells us that we'll have more conversations some other time. And we thank again Adi, Himanshu, and all of you for being with us. This is a show for us.